Greetings to all my fellow YouTubers. Today I want to speak about Leviticus chapter 24, titled, A Lamp to be kept burning continually. The Lord said unto Moses, Command the people of Israel to bring you pure oil from beaten olives for the lamp, that a light may be kept burning continually. Outside the veil of the testimony, in the tent of meeting, Aaron shall keep it in order from evening till morning before the Lord continually. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations. He shall keep the lamps in order upon the lampstand of pure gold before the Lord continually. Now, let us proceed to give Leviticus 24 some sense so we can best appreciate and apply its contemporary value in today's society. Let's start out by pointing out what God has already said, namely, that this would be a statute forever to be kept throughout all generations. Now that's pretty straightforward. We may not be living in the age of Moses and Aaron, but we can certainly deduce from what is written that it was intended for all generations. So it must be pretty important to follow this one rule to begin with. This statute is intended to address the issue of light versus darkness, to promote awareness of the importance of light in our daily lives as Christians. All of God's rules are meant to preserve and to protect, to enable God's protective hedge and His Spirit's covering over our daily lives as Christians. Other verses support this idea. For example, in Proverbs chapter 4, verse 2, the Lord said by the mouth of King Solomon, I give you good precepts. Do not forsake my teaching. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 12 also serves to solidify the point, where King Solomon reveals that the advantage of seeking God's wisdom is that it preserves the life of him who has it. Also, Job chapter 1, verse 10 and Isaiah chapter 5, verse 5 speak about this protective hedge around God's people and their homes, though it may be difficult to fully grasp what is being said. I recommend studying and comparing these verses for yourselves. And perhaps the most definitive verse would be Psalm chapter 31, verse 23. There it reads, Love the Lord, all you his saints. The Lord preserves the faithful, but abundantly requites him who acts haughtily. Last but not least, we will use Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 24. There it reads, And the Lord commanded us to do all these statutes, to fear the Lord our God, for our good, in other words, for our benefit always, that he might preserve us alive as at this day. Hence we can safely state that it is therefore established that Leviticus 24 has its modern day relevance. Now let us return to Leviticus 24 to examine the nature of what is said in closer detail. In the old days, people used to beat olives and extract the oil to use for lighting their lamps. While that idea may be obsolete now, yet the practice of keeping some light on does withhold its value, since we certainly still use a modern-day light bulb. Here's where it gets tricky, because now we have folks who think they can just turn off all the lights in a room to save on the light bill. Folks, be advised that unless it is a sunny day, with the curtains of the windows flung wide open, turning off the lights as an economic measure is simply not going to work towards keeping that statute sincerely. This is especially true if turning off the lights produces a noticeable darkness within the room. But beware, because we essentially attract what we accommodate, whether it be light or darkness. Now I speak to you in plain terms, but it goes much deeper than that. A seer or prophet with a confirmed gift for seeing, activated by God, would be able to confirm this for you. Now I myself am a seer, and as a seer I would advise you not to be blind to the effects of preferring darkness over light. In the Bible, light is associated with well-being, while darkness is associated with distress. Confirm this for yourselves in Isaiah chapter 45, verse 7, and Isaiah chapter 5, verse 30. To put it plainly, spiritual things are taking place as we hang out in the dark. But when we keep some light on, the Lord blesses our obedience with His protection. He sends His angels to encamp around us. Do not think that because you don't see this, these things are not taking place. This is why the Lord Himself commands the people of Israel and the generations that would come or follow to keep some light on from evening till morning, both outside of a facility and in its inner rooms. Well, the message has now been delivered. I hope most of us paid attention and can benefit from it. I will leave some verses up on the screen so the truth seekers out there can confirm by verse. May the Lord be with His servants, and may His light ultimately abide in you, shining in and about you. God bless.